Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show. Today, I'm going to be doing a review of a Jinhao 992 that pen friend Freddy sent me, and and it is a eyedropper pen. This is the Jinhao 992, and he apparently the post that you connect the converter to was too small, like the diameter was too small, so, or it got used a lot, or something happened to the diameter of that pen where it couldn't be used with a converter or a cartridge. So he eyedroppered it, and I have never used an eyedropper pen. I'm a little wary of it leaking all over the place, so I did move the little O-ring from here to here in hopes that it would keep the nib section from leaking into the grip section. Does that make sense? Because, excuse me. Sorry. There are two pieces to the grip section, and there is the inner housing, which is that dark gray looking thing, and then the clear, which is the outer ring, and one screws into the other, and it usually has an O-ring that's right at the edge here, but I moved the O-ring here, and you can kind of see the O-ring there holding back the orange. So today's ink is one that I made from mixing Monteverdi Valentine Red and Bakersfield Food Color Yellow, and I call it Golden Afternoon. Today's the 12th, and today is Saturday. The pen is with a fine nib from Golden Afternoon. That's about all of us. And this is an eyedropper. Let's see. Now, the interesting thing about mixing red ink and yellow ink is that the heavier element will rise to the top or pool more. And if we look at this writing here, you can definitely see some shading. Let me see it. Do I have a tiny thing? I'll break out one. Oh God, that's too big. Okay. There we go. So there's definitely some shading going on here, and there's some shading going on here. The stroke down in 9, you can definitely see some really nice shading here. And my advice is, if you want to make some Golden Afternoon or your own version of fountain penning, because, you know, grab a vial like so. Start with the yellow because that's how I made my mistake. I started with red and just do small dips of your syringe in red and then swirl it about into the yellow until you have like a dark orangish looking color like this. And then try it, dip, try, use some sort of 90-gram paper. I wouldn't use Clairefontaine because that's just waste of paper. But if you did have some Hewlett Packard copy paper or any type of copy paper and some sort of cutting board underneath or some sort of paper towel underneath, because it's gonna get messy and you don't want that to go through to your table. And a small reminder that we should all take some time and wash our devices and our tabletops, and just take and wash your tools down, because if you take care of your tools will take care of you. If you're using brushes, use a little bit of laundry detergent if you're having difficulties getting ink out of your your brushes. If you're using fountain pens, use a drop of dishwashing liquid in with your normal flushing. Clean your pens, because the better that you take care of them, the longer they will last and they will take care of you. So, let's look at some writing samples, and maybe I will divulge my secret recipe for how to make Golden Afternoon. We will see. Okay. Now this ink is gonna bleed because it's got food color in it, but it is a very nice ink and I like it a lot. Check that out. Isn't that nice? Oh, such nice shading. See, there's a little bit of bleed through, but that's to be expected because there is a lot of yellow food color which has water in it, and water obviously goes through paper faster than anything. Let's go to the Walmart 3x5 pen and gear. I've probably done a review of this before. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I've done a review of this before. But Never hurts to take a second look, I think. Hardly any bleed through on this page. That is brilliant. A little bit of heavy ghosting right there, but other than that, that's excellent. I would totally use the backside of that paper. Alright, let's move on to, let's see, which one was more expensive. Let's move on to CVS Caliber Notebook. 6x4. This one was $1.49. Oh dear, it's starting to sneak down. You can see it. Sorry about that. I had a technical difficulty. My pen was starting to leak and I needed to put a second O-ring so that it didn't run all over the floor or all over my clothes or whatever. I had to borrow an O-ring. I hope I remember to put it back. Okay, so let's look at this CVS Caliber Notebook. No bleed through on the back, maybe a little bit of ghosting, but I would totally use the back side of this paper. Now, I'm not necessarily doing this for you guys because you guys aren't going to find Golden Afternoon in your local store. This is mainly for my eyes and for your entertainment. So I hope that you enjoy this while it's here. This was $4.99. Chamoy River paper. This stuff is so thin, I am terrified I'm gonna rip a page just with my big burly hands. Okay. Most excellent. Alright, let's check out the back. And no bleed through on the back. A little heavy ghosting because it's Tomoe River paper and it's only 52 grams per square meter. I would totally use the back side of this paper. That's brilliant. Alright, now we're going to move into the Fabriano Ecoqua 85 GSM. Now, there is this thing in the pen community called shading. But what would you call the opposite of shading? Lighting? Lightening? Lift? So, let's take a look, shall we? Right? You can see that it goes lighter, and then it gets darker as a downstroke, and then real light right there. And then dark again, and then light, and then dark, and then light, then dark, light, then dark, 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 light, light, light. So, what do we call these little bits that are light? Shading is obviously, you know, when you have something, this little bit down here would be shade. You know, you're making a shade over a lighter part. But what do you call the lighter part? Lift? I mean, I guess it's lift. Wait, this has great lift. That doesn't sound good, does it? If you guys have a word for that, please let me know in the comment section below. Because a lot of these, you can tell, you know, that the color of an ink is supposed to be a certain shade, and if it's lighter than that or darker than that, what do you call that? Like, this has shade, and this has a different shade than these. They're three completely different shades. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along to Clairefontaine. This is 6.5 inches by 8 1/4, 90 gram per square meter. Three, 4, 5. Cool. So, let's take a look at the back. This has excellent shading. Look at all that shading. Even though my camera's doing the weird ghost lighting thing. I don't know. But there's no bleed through on the back of this paper. I would totally use the back side of this paper. I think that for sure I am going to buy another book of this Clairefontaine, only regular lines and not French rule, because this French rule makes me dizzy. But this is excellent paper. 90 gram Clairefontaine, that's where it's at. Like, if you're gonna do some writing, like for journaling or for whatever, gift people Clairefontaine 90 gram, because nothing bleeds through it except for maybe a 1 or 2 incredibly difficult. Nope, nothing bleeds through Clairefontaine. Nothing. That's amazing. Nothing bleeds through Clairefontaine. That should be their slogan. Nothing bleeds through Clairefontaine. If you know of something that bleeds through Clairefontaine, please leave that in the section below, because that would be interesting to know. Oh my god, this video is 20 minutes long. I'm so sorry. If you've made it this far, you know, leave me a comment saying I made it because you guys deserve a sticker. And also, if you want stickers, please leave that in the comment section below. Or if you want a card for Halloween, leave that in the comment section below. You have till Monday, and then I will make out the cards and send them out, and you'll get a little cute little stamp. Cute little stamp that says trick or treat. A little bat friend. I bought stamps. I said I wasn't going to do it, but then I bought stamps and I got some purple pigment. This reminds me of Imperial Purple. And if it's close enough to Imperial Purple, I am going to use Imperial Purple instead of this pigment here after this is dead, because I could just pour some Imperial Purple on there. I'm going to have to buy a bottle. Definitely. At any rate, I'm sorry this is 21 minutes long. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Okay, love you. Bye.